What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, Dinobots are back. Dinobots are back. The lovely folks over at Atomic Monsoon have gone and revealed a couple of cards which bring Dinobots right back into the Transformers trading card game. Now, for those of you that may not have been paying attention, Dinobots were great back in Wave 1. Do check out Atomic Monsoon, by the way. Cool dudes. I'll pop a link in the description. Check them out. They're awesome. And they've given us a really good reveal. And you know the deal by now. When people give us reveals, they need to be given a little bit of love. So make sure you do. So anyway, back in Wave 1, we had Grimlock and all the gang came along, and we had really good Dinobots. And everyone thought this was going to be a really good aggro deck, orange deck, myself included. Never ended up being quite good enough, hasn't stopped me testing it. Then in Wave 2, we got a different kind of Dinobots. We got all the combiners, including Volcanicus, and a new Grimlock. And it never proved to be anything other than kind of terrible, unfortunately, which made me sad because I loved that as well. And then Waves 3 and 4 came along and Dinobots were a little bit shy and we didn't get much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Clobber is here. Clobber's bringing Dinobots back. And I know at this stage some of you might be thinking, well, hang on a second, Wassy. I've seen you talk about a lot of heads so far in this Wave 5 reveal season. And don't you always talk about a body and a head together as a pair? Yes. Yes, I do. And there is a pair here, but it's not with a body, it's with a stratagem. We'll get there in a moment. So, starting off then, what do we see from Clobber? Well, we've got a 4-star head that gives you bold free. This is cool. I mean, look, we've actually got 3 different heads that can grant you bold, and it really is up to you which one you want to go for. If you don't want to spend an awful lot of stars, you can use Parsec that gives you bold 1 on 1 star. Nice. If you're feeling a bit more flush, Flame Out will give you bold 2 on a 3-star character, but Clobber gives you bold 3 on a 4-star character. Now, clearly, Flame Out is the odd one out there, because 1-star bold 1, add 2 stars for bold 2, add 1 star for bold 3. Having said that, a lot of the time this just comes down to what you can afford. If you can afford the 4 stars, clearly bold 3 is the way to go. But if you can only afford 2 stars, well, you've got no choice but to go for Parsec. Even Flame Out's too expensive. If you've got exactly 3 stars, you'd probably rather have Clobber than Flame Out, but you haven't got a choice. So you go Flame Out here. Never mind. And the stats when you move into bot mode, remember you put it as a head on a body, and then when the Titan Master gets KO'd, the head deploys as a bot on the field and cannot flip. As for the bot here, the stats kind of suck. But it's fine. You've got attack of 2, health of 4, and defense of 0. Now, I've said this many times before. There are 2 things I'm looking at from one of these bots, or looking for. The first thing I'm looking for, I want to make sure that I've got enough health that I'm not getting KO'd by cheeky damage. And that is the case here. With 4 health, I'm going to be able to survive something like a marksmanship. And I know that's quite a low bar, but I want my opponent to have to attack to KO me. And they're going to have to. And I want to be able to get a hit in. I'm not delusional, I know I'm going down in 1 hit, I know I ain't going to survive, but as long as I can get 1 good hit in before I go down, I'm going to be feeling an awful lot better about myself. Well, the good news is, you totally can with Clobber here. You see, you've got 2 attack, and you got bold 3. And let's just clear this up. In the same way as Wave 1 Dinobots you played as an aggro orange deck, Clobber is coming out, and it is a Dinobot with no dinosaur mode, which is a bit sad. And it's coming into an aggro deck. It gives you bold 3. It has bold 3. This is a bot that you want to be playing on a whole bunch of aggressive bots with an awful lot of orange icons. Okay, so it gives you bold 3 and it's a Dinobot and it's a melee character and this is all sounding quite good. But there's got to be more of a hook to it than that. There is. You see, Clobber is a head that actually has its own stratagem. Me Grimlock, you Grimlock. While your Clobber is in head mode, the character he's on has the Dinobot trait. Oh, yeah, that makes a gigantic difference. You see, of all the traits we've got, I still think Dinobot is one of the best. Just to be clear, I am not impartial in any sense of the word. I adore Dinobots. And again, you've got to be hyper aggro to be a Dinobot, alright? You're not playing defensive Dinobots, it's not happening. But if you're playing Dinobots, we've got some tricks. Dino Chomp. Dino Chomp gives you bold 5. Now you do have to scrap your entire hand in order to be able to use it, but it gives you bold 5. Bold 5 is nuts. Bold 5 is huge. Absolutely huge. I mean, bearing in mind, Superior Cannon can only be played on basically the same turn, right after you've played a tech research, and that only gives you bold 4. Bold 5 is ridiculous. So that's kind of lovely. Make sure you've got some kind of draw power, like the Wave 1 Dinobots basically had to play Snarl if they were playing Dino Chomp, because Snarl, when you flipped it into alt mode, and you had a 0 card hand, which you would after having played a Dino Chomp, you would draw 2 cards. You need some kind of drawing option, or else this goes pretty badly pretty quickly. But we've also got Jaws of Steel. Jaws of Steel give you bold 2, which sounds kind of good, but doesn't Flamethrower give you bold 2? And they've both got an orange icon. What's special about Jaws of Steel? It's the utility. So you can get bold 2, while also making sure that you've got a Flamethrower to give you another bold 2. You can see I'm saying the word bold quite a lot here. Dino Chomp, Jaws of Steel, Flamethrower, Clobber. We are going full bold here. Now, we did actually get a really nice Dinobot trick back in Wave 2, and that was Electrified Spikes. And Electrified Spikes, you attach it to a Dinobot, and it's an orange icon card. And when you defend and flip at least 2 orange icons, you deal 1 damage to the attacker. And if you're playing enough orange icons here, i.e. if you're only really playing orange and a few white, you're gonna hit double orange even if you're not playing any tough, which I doubt you will be. So this is just extra cheeky damage. And of course, let's not forget Wave 1 Grimlock, that when you flip into alt mode, you get to grant bold 3, yeah, bold's back, to one of your other Dinobots. So why not play this on a character with Grimlock? Grimlock is a 10-star character, so you can potentially end up with this, plus a 10-star body, plus 4 stars for Clobber, plus 1 star for the Stratagem, remember it does cost a star, and then you've got a nice 2-wide pseudo 3-wide deck, because remember the head gets deployed as a bot when the body gets KO'd. So that could be fun. It's certainly my first thought here. My first thought is super aggro, Dinobot focused deck with Grimlock and something. Why not, ladies and gentlemen? Why not? We do, however, need to have a fairly large caution, and it is a fairly large caution here. You're essentially playing a 5-star head. And a 5-star head is huge. Like, really huge. So you've got to be extremely careful here. You've got to really be sure that you can do this, that you can play a 5-star head. That is a lot of resources to put into a head. But then again, it gets to be a bot at the end. And if you're playing a really bold deck, bearing in mind, when Clobber becomes a bot, he's a Dinobot. So you can still use Dino Chomp. And if it's the end of the game and you want one big swing to try and win the game, you aren't going to care about discarding your hand. And you can still use Jaws of Steel, and if Grimlock's still on the field, you can use that. And there is a lot that can be done here. A lot. I really like this. We'll have to wait and see whether it's actually good enough, or whether it is the third in the line of great Dinobot ideas that never worked out. But anytime anything happens with Dinobots, you had better believe I'm going to get super hyped and try and build a deck around it. Shout out once more to the lovely folks over at Atomic Monsoon. Make sure you check those dudes out. Give them some love. They gosh darned well deserve it. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about Clobber and about me, Grimlock, you, Grimlock. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassy. That's where we talk Transformers and a whole bunch of other games. And do please consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all that kind of stuff. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.